2024 is almost over, and I did plan to read all of my physical TBR this year. So why do I have so many books still left on my physical TBR? The sad part is, I don't even know how many books I have in my physical TBR, okay? I just remember the recent ones, like the recent ones I bought. So how about we go through each and every book together? Yeah. I have some scattered around here, then some there. Yeah. Let's begin. So book number 1. The Assassin's Blade, book 1 of the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Ankita gave this book to me on my birthday. I wanted to read this book right after my current read that time, but oh well. To be honest, why I didn't start this, it's because the series is so long, and especially the last couple of books in the series are so damn thick. It's just very intimidating, you know? And I'm 100% sure if I start this series, there's no way that I'll be able to finish it this year. So that's why I'm just thinking of starting it next year. So this book is definitely not gonna be read in this year. Yeah. Book number 2. I am embarrassed, literally embarrassed to even talk about this book because this has been on my shelf for almost 3 years now. Oh my god. Yeah. Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I'm somebody who hasn't read a single Cassandra Clare book, even though I know she is probably arguably the most famous fantasy writer. I know she has a huge fan base, and this series in particular, I don't know, people are crazy about it, especially this guy called Will. Yeah, Will Herondale. I want to read it, but I don't know why. I just need that push to start this series. I hate the fact that I did not start it yet, and as I said, it's been 3 years, but I don't know. Anyways, I don't see myself reading this book this year as well, so Book number 3, this is actually a physical arc, First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. The publisher was so kind to send me this, and I should be kind to read this and review this as well, but this book is, wait, how many pages long? Well, almost over 400. It's pretty thick. I don't know, I am intimidated by thick books, okay? And I have not read anything by this author before. I want to, and I will, but probably not this year. The book comes out in February 25 anyway, so I'll try to read this in Jan. Yeah. Book number 4 is another arc, and this is called Spiral, and it's by Bal Kabra, if that's how you pronounce the name of the author. I think this is the second book of the series, which is a sports romance series, and the first book was Collide. That book is very, very popular. I have not read that, but I am interested to read this, to be honest, and I hope I will be reading this book this year. Wait, this is December already, isn't it? Oh dear lord, yeah. I think I'll be reading this. I don't know when, but I will. And plus this book comes out in 28 January, so this should be my priority, really. Yeah, this is the book. I love the cover. And to be honest, I haven't read a sports romance in a while. I'm actually quite excited about it, and let's see. You know what? I'll keep the books that I want to read over here, like want to read this year over here, and the ones that I don't want to read over there. Yeah. Here you go. Another book that I plan to read this year. Well, I plan to read all of these this year, so let's not say that anymore. You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hoggle. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and I don't know why I'm not reading it. But again, I don't see myself reading it this year either, so see you next year. You with a View by Jessica Joyce. I think I bought this book back in June or something, and it was so hyped back then, or even before that, to be honest. I don't know, I literally have no excuse why I didn't read it yet, but I really want to. I mean, look at the cover, it's so pretty. It's so colorful. I love it. But I don't see myself reading it this year either. So, next is a book that I really, really want to read this year, but I don't know. Like, I don't have the time. And being a slow reader sucks. Like, I can predict that this is going to be a 5-star. So why am I not reading it? Oh, whatever. So I'm talking about This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I have read 2 other books by her. Those were wow, like I'm a fan of Kennedy Ryan, okay? I know I've just read 2 books by her, but her writing is just wow. I can literally say that she is one of my favorite authors. She's just amazing. And her book called Long Shot is literally one of my favorite books of all time. I love it so much. So I'm literally doing a disservice to myself by not reading this. Let's be hopeful, okay? So I'll keep it here along with Spiral. Yeah. Again, 2 books that I haven't read, but I have had it with me for such a long time. And the fact that the author herself sent me these books, and I think these are signed, are they? Wait, let me check. Yeah. Oh my god, I feel horrible. I'm so bad. So I am talking about these 2 books by Sophie Lark. One is called Savage Lover, one is called Bloody Hard. Yeah. These 2 are from the series Brutal Birthright. I have read the first book with Ada and Callum. What's it called? Brutal Prince. I love that book. I know many people don't like it. I don't know why. They find Ada a bit childish and stupid or something, but I loved her. I loved her humor, and I loved Callum too, and I loved the overall story. I mean, it's a mafia romance, but I just love how Sophie writes, you know? And one day Sophie was so kind. She texted me and she's like, oh, I want to send you books. Can you choose which one you want? And I opted for these 2 because I've heard really good stuffs about these. And she was so kind to send me these. And wait, I'll show you the sign, yeah? Yeah, see? And we're talking about 1.5 years ago, okay? Oh god, I should prioritize these 2 books as well. However, I'll be honest, I'm not gonna force myself to read something that I don't feel like right now. I will have to push this to next year. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the next book, which is the 10th book, you guys might judge me a little, but it is in my physical TBR. I can't do anything about it. November 9 by Colleen Hoover. So hear me out. I don't read Colleen Hoover anymore. However, almost 2.5 years ago when I started, you know, reading again, like, you know, being an avid reader, Colleen Hoover was it. Like, she was all over the place. And of course, this book was very famous and everybody was reading it, and I bought it. But then I read a couple of her books and I did not like them so much. So I never picked it up and it's just there. However, I'm really curious about this book because some of my friends have read it and they have different opinions. All of them, however, did say that the plot twist is quite, I don't know, unexpected or something. Most did not like the guy. So I'm just curious at this point, you know? So I will read it to find out what exactly is the deal. However, I won't read it this year. So bye-bye. So far, I mentioned 10 books on my TBR. Let's continue. You know, it's serious when the books are hardcovers. Well, to be fair, I do not like the paperbacks like of the series, so I had to get the hardcover, and the hardcover is so pretty. The second one, like the book 2 of the series, was on sale, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna get both of them. Yeah. And I am talking about The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Yeah, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Yeah. I've heard nothing but good stuffs about this series, and I know that the plot twist at the end of book 1 is pretty unexpected, and I might not like the guy then. However, I'll end up liking him in book 2 or something, I don't know. Well, it's a romantasy and it has vampires in it, so I should be reading this, right? But do you see the freaking size? No. I understand it's hardcover and the writing is like, you know, very far apart and everything, but I don't think I'm committed enough at the moment for this. So next year, 2025, I really want to read it because I feel like everybody has read the series except for me. But yeah, I don't see myself reading it this year, so no. Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. Yeah, this was also sent to me by the publisher. It's clearly a summer romance and it's December and I'm not in the mood anymore for summer. That's a valid reason, right? For me not to pick this book in December. I think it is. So next year. This is a book that I want to read, okay? Because I love the author. There is literally no book by Christina Lauren that I have read and I have disliked. But I mean, I'm just not in the mood right now, so Tangled Up in You. I don't see myself reading it this year either. I mean, it's pretty short and it feels like it's based on Tangled, but modern day Tangled. And I know I'm gonna laugh because the authors, yeah. But I don't know, not this year. I love you, Christina Lauren, but see you next year. Oh god. I started reading this book in Jan, okay? But it wasn't hitting. So I was like, okay, I'll read it, you know, in summer. But did I read it? No. Now in December, do you think I'm going to read just for the summer? I want to because it's by Abby Jimenez and I love Abby's writing. But again, I don't see myself reading it this year either. Although I have the audiobook, and apparently the audiobook is top 10 audiobooks of the year according to Audible or Goodreads, I have no idea. So I should give it a try. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm confused. You know what? I'll keep it here. I'm actually being hopeful with this. Let's see. Yeah. The next book is by an author that I have not read ever before, and it's a book that my friend Lucia gave me, and that's Kulti by Mariana Zapata. I have not read her books. I know she's the queen of slow burn, which actually scares me because I am very impatient when it comes to slow burns, but I have heard nothing but good things about Mariana. So although I should get into her books right away, but I think I need to be very patient, and currently I don't feel patient at all. Next year I will start my Mariana Zapata journey. Watch me. Hey, I matched with the book. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Again, a series that everybody on this planet has read except for me. I keep saying how thick this book is. It's a freaking brick. And that's the only reason I have not picked it up. And not just this book. I think 5 books in the series are out, and all of them are like thicker than the previous one. Like, excuse me. So it's very intimidating, okay? But I want to know why everybody is obsessed with this series. I will find out next year. Another book that I bought out of nowhere just because I saw a good review. I don't know, this was such an impromptu buy. I low-key regret buying it because I don't really do that, you know, impromptu buying books. This is The Love of My Afterlife. It's a romance, like a soft romance apparently. The girl dies, okay? But she is sent back to Earth for a second chance. And she is going to reconnect with a mysterious stranger she's sure is her soulmate. So, I mean, the story is intriguing to me. Oh, she only has 10 days to find him. 10 days to make him fall for her. However, he has no recollection of them ever having met. See, I think the story is quite cool. I don't know. It seems very intriguing, but why haven't I read this? I don't know. And since it's not really a priority TBR, it has to go next year. It is what it is. So the next book is again a book by Jessica Joyce, and it's so hyped. It's called The Ex-Vows. I was very pumped to read this book. However, 2 of my friends have read it, and we do share sort of, you know, similar tastes, and they weren't fans of this book, which is disheartening because everybody else seems to love it. Now I know just because they didn't like it as much does not mean that I won't. However, that made me push this book far down in my TBR. And again, I'm not really thrilled to read this at the moment, so I'll just have to push it to next year as well. Next is a book by Christina Lauren again, and it's this book. It's called Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. Apparently this book is very fun. I mean, again, Christina Lauren, gotta be fun. I want to read this next year. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm actually rethinking. I think I want to read this year. Let's see. Okay, the next book is That Kind of Guy by Stephanie Archer. I have not read this author's books ever, and I'm not really pumped to read it at the moment for some reason. I don't know, whatever. So I'll read it next year. Yeah. I started reading the Addicted and Calloway Sister series 1.5 years back, and we are at book 9 right now. I did start Long Way Down, I think 2 days back, and I think I've read 10%. Now, this book is thick, okay? And I know for a fact that this is probably going to be a 5-star read for me because Addicted series, my favorite series, I think. Yeah, even though I have not finished reading it, but still I will say it's my favorite series. Having said that, I'm not in the mood to read about them. I want to read something dark and quick right now, and for some reason this is just not hitting the spot. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I want to give this book the attention it deserves, and I'm just not mastering that at the moment, unfortunately. So I think I have to pause it and read it when I'm feeling it, like feeling the vibe of this book. So even though I want to read it this year, I probably will if I feel better by the end of December, if not the next year. So I'll keep it in the hopeful 2024 stack, but I don't know. I can't promise myself anything. Next is a book which I have read on my Kindle and I loved it so much that I got the paperback. And I have not read the paperback, so this means that this is in my physical TBR, isn't it? Because I do plan to reread this because I loved it so much. This was my last read, and that's Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. Oh god, guys. This is the best student-teacher forbidden romance, dark academia, spooky vibe, secret society, blah and blah and blah. I literally can't recommend this book enough. Please read it and listen to the audiobook. So good. The guy here, Professor Deverick, please, he's it, okay? He's perfect. So I will reread it. However, even though I'm very tempted to read it right away all over again, but I will read it next year. Yeah. Look at it. It's so pretty. Me and Professor Deverick next year again will go at it. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't think there's any other book that is left here. Yeah. Let me count how many are they in total, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 books. Yeah. So I have in total 23 books on my physical TBR, and these 5 are the ones that I plan to read this year. Ugh, my battery just died. Never mind. As I was saying, these are the 5 books that I really want to prioritize this year, especially this book in the end, Spiral, because as I said, the book comes out in January and it's an art and I should do my job. And these are the other 4. I will try to continue reading Long Way Down because, well, I started it and I hope I can find the time to be, you know, engrossed in the story. Next leaves these 3. Again, this could be Us by Kennedy Ryan, a potential 5-star. That's why I want to read it. Obviously, I want to end the year with a 5-star. So let's see. Then we have these 2. One by Abby, Just for the Summer. Another by Christina Lauren, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. I am very skeptical about these 2. Even though I want to read Just for the Summer a bit more. More like I want to hear the audiobook because apparently it's so good. But I'm having doubts. Yeah. So, filtering these 5 again. These 3 are in my December physical TBR. And because this is December, and well, December is a nostalgic month for me because I tend to remember all the good stuffs that I have read this year or even the year before. I want to reread some of my favorite books as well. Or, I don't know, just some Rina Kent book, you know? Because I miss her writing. Last year, I read so much of Rina Kent. I made 3 goddamn videos for her because I am obsessed with her books, even though some books I love, some I don't. But yeah, she's just it, you know? I might reread her books. I don't know which one. I'm still deciding. I think I'll just end up reading God of Malice. Yeah. Wait. I have the very old paperback of God of Malice. I love Killian so much. I know that she released not so dirty version, like a new version of God of Malice, because apparently the first 2 chapters where Killian goes with Glyndon, it's very modified. So I want to read that book. So I think I'll end up reading that book as well, but let's see. Anyways, guys, this is the end of this video. Seems like I have 23 books on my physical TBR, and I am very certain that I won't be reading many of those books next year as well, but hopeful we shall be. How many books do you have on your physical TBR? Because I refuse to be guilty alone. So let me know in the comments below how many you have and what are you going to read in December. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye bye.